All right, welcome back to the Trading to the Promised Land YouTube channel. Today is November 25th, 2025. I'm just going to do a little bit of a market overview, mainly Nasdaq. Today we did have some news. Now that the government shutdown is over, we're back with the red folder news. So in front of us today, we have Forex Factory calendar, and we can see that Tuesday, November 25th, we had some 8:30 news. We had core PPI month over month, core retail sales month over month, PPI month over month, and retail sales month over month at 8:30. So before market open. We also had pending home sales at 10 a.m., Richmond Manufacturing Index as well at 10 a.m., and we had some yellow folder business inventories as well. So those, especially the red folder, can often direct the way that the market is going to go for the day. So that's why it's very important to, take account of the news. And for most people, it's usually better not to trade while we await for news to be released. So that's what we had today on Forex Factory. There was also another piece of red folder news at 10 a.m. today, which was the USCB consumer confidence. That also was released today at 10 a.m. So that did affect, the market. Other than that, there wasn't too much. As you can see here, that's the news for U.S. consumer confidence, and then some releases from the White House. I don't think it affected the market too much. Russia expands options for investments in crypto-linked assets. That wouldn't have affected the market too much as well. Trump thinks that they're getting closer to a Ukraine deal, so that would affect the market because, as you know, there's been Russia-Ukraine war for quite a few months now. So any positive news when it comes to maybe ending war would be good for the markets as well. And then we had some NVIDIA news saying our GPUs are generations ahead of the Google AI chips. So I'm just going to go over the market now, what we saw on the charts. In front of you, we have Nasdaq on the daily chart. To the right, we have the Magnificent Seven. The reason why I've put those there is just because the Magnificent Seven actually hold 50% of the Nasdaq. Here's a representation of it actually here. You see that Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, which is Google, Amazon, NVIDIA, Meta, and Tesla are actually 50% or maybe even a little bit more of the Nasdaq, and then the rest is 48.67% of the Nasdaq. So if you want to kind of see the direction that the Nasdaq is going, it's good to take consideration of the Mag 7. I'm not going to lie, I don't always look at it, but for today I thought it was important to see that the majority of them are green except for NVIDIA. There was some news from Meta saying that they may use Google chips versus NVIDIA chips, and that may be why we saw that statement from NVIDIA, kind of a rebuttal saying that their chips are way ahead of Google chips. Again, we have the daily chart for Nasdaq. We can see that we've had kind of a downtrend since October 30th. So all November, actually, it's been kind of downtrending when it comes to the Nasdaq. And especially this day, I think this is the highest volume day. That was the day following NVIDIA earnings, I believe, which is kind of strange because the earnings weren't actually bad. They were pretty good, but there's been a lot of fear that we're in an AI bubble. So that may have contributed to to this very downtrending wick or downtrending candle. But following that, we've seen bullish activity. Although we didn't reclaim the price action from November 20th. Following that, we've had 3 bullish candles. That's including today. So Friday was bullish, Monday was bullish, and then today we were bullish. Some individuals will say that in order to identify your daily bias, you usually look at how the previous day closed. So if we take yesterday, Monday, it closed bullish, and it closed above Friday, so we were to anticipate, another bullish day. Is that always 100% accurate? No. There's always news and other factors that can, change the course of the price action. But today it held true. We did see, as you can tell, we were downtrending for a while because of this big wick. This wick at some point was completely red, right? It looked probably like one of these candles, and then we pushed back up towards the mid or end of the day. So we'll take a closer look on the other time frames. Just wanted to give you a daily. Something very important as well. I'm not claiming to be an ICT trader, but I do like to look at the fair value gaps. So we do have some daily fair value gaps above that price may want to go reach. But for something that kind of affected more today, on especially the 4 hour, since Monday was really bullish, we had two big 4 hour fair value gaps. We had this one here that we did tap into, and then we also had this one here that we completely cleared, starting Asia, London, and then in New York. So I just want to mark them just for conversation. So I'll go back into the 1 hour now. Very similar, obviously. If we had the fair value gaps for the 4 hours time frame, we had the same or similar gaps for the hourly as well. One thing that I do want to kind of bring to people's attention is, and I don't use the fib that much as well, but I like to look at it for kind of analysis sake. If you go from London low to New York high from yesterday, look at where we turned around today. So this yellow box is today, November 25th, and this is yesterday. So we turned around exactly at the 61.8 fib extension, and also at the midpoint of this 4 hour fair value gap, which both of them are usually known for reversals. So that's just something to take account of. If we go back to a lower time frame, I like to look at the 15. I think the 15 is the time frame that I prefer the most. We could see that this was the 830 candle, so it was very bearish. So as mentioned, we did have red folder 830. So we had core PPI month over month, core retail sales, PPI month over month, and retail sales. So at the open, I kind of thought that maybe the news will direct the price action for the day. So I was a bit bearish personally. Also due to the fact that this orange line is the midnight open, so it's a line that I draw from midnight. And you can tell that we rejected here, we rejected here. Now, most of the time I like to see kind of a break and retest type of action with the midnight open, but we didn't see that this morning. It was really just rejection here at London and rejection here at New York open. And then at 9:30, this is the 9:30 candle. Not only did we not move up, but we also rejected Asia low. So I actually took a short here, going towards the 4 hour fair value gap. So we did have the previous fair value gap that I showed you that we completely closed under. I did not hold throughout this whole movement just because I was doing a prop fib challenge, and the maximum that I could earn today was 1500. So I didn't hold the whole movement, but it was a beautiful movement down, as you can see in the 15 minute, and I can go down to the 5 because I do also like the 5 minute. You could see that it was a really nice movement down. It was really clean, and then we rejected at the midpoint of that 4 hour fair value gap, and as I showed you earlier, there was also the fib extension, the 61.8. Following that, it was a movement up for the rest of the day. So we kind of reclaimed the downward movement and finished up, I believe, we finished up on the day actually. So not a bad day at all. Today, the Nasdaq, if I go back to this, finished above by 0.55%. So we can maybe expect more bullish movement throughout the week, but something to consider is that Thursday is an American holiday. It is the American Thanksgiving, so there will be less activity going on Thursday. So we have tomorrow to see what's going to happen. Maybe we'll have more bullish activity. We do have more red folder news. We have unemployment claims. And then, we never know who's going to speak during the day that can move the market as well. And then Thursday is a quieter day because of the American Thanksgiving. So as you can see here, USD bank holiday. So I believe the markets are still open, but we don't foresee high volumes just because of the bank holiday. And then we have Friday that doesn't have any red folder news, but anything can happen. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. I'll likely continue to make these recaps, but I just wanted to go over today because today was actually a pretty nice day. We didn't see too much chop aside from, 10 a.m. was a bit undecisive, but was still bullish in my eyes. And then the day continued up. So there was some opportunities today. I hope everybody made some money. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank God for the day. And God bless you all. Bye.